Yes, things have gotten a little sideways production wise lately. But I found out yesterday that we're off the 6 day schedule. And I really should be having the laser cutter running right now. But I decided that I needed to kind of take a deep breath, take a step back, take a good hard look. And here's what I have to share for right now. Well, I know that I'm going to do this craft fair. Thank you again, Chandra, for your generosity and support. I know that I'm going to do it and think, oh, why didn't I think of that? Oh, I should have. Oh, wait. But I just have to do it so that I can learn all that stuff. So, what I decided to do was just get it together here. I have not done a good job of getting pictures of the things that I've been making. So some of the stuff has been given away already. It's already been sent out to the people that I wanted to share it with. But here are a few things that I think I can present at the fair, and I want to see what you think and maybe see what suggestions you might have and what looks like, oh, that's a good one, or oh, those would be better, whatever. Please take a look with me. Thank you very much. I'm going to start here with the uh, quote boards. So here's an Emily Dickinson line I did for my youngest daughter, and I think it can work for just about anybody. But the idea is to make it known. You got a favorite quote? I'd like to do it up for you. Now, I will say there might be some things that somebody might say, I'd like to have this as a quote, and I might say, well, somebody might do that for you, but I would not be comfortable doing it. So that's something I also have to try and think through. Here's another one, little Andre Gide quote that I think I've shown before. Here is the Beethoven sign-off, SDG. Bonus points for anybody that knows in the can put in the comments what that stands for. I've got these boxes that I'm working on, and those are some samples. They're not exactly what I needed them to be, but they're a start. And here's a design that I am real happy with. It's a book look that has a quote on it. So if there's a favorite line, I like to do stuff from scripture. I'm going to do several of those, but there's some other great lines too, and that's where I got to this quote from a song by Van Morrison, and found some art that I could adapt enough that I wasn't infringing on anybody's copyrights. Hopefully, I'm sure that's the case here, and get to share it like this. But maybe somebody would like this line, but maybe with a different look in the background or something like that. Custom work like that. Now, these also, I don't know if I did it on, yes. Also, the option is going to be to have two-sided. And I happen to like this quote to go with that. Art and line. But that would be another level of customization. Somebody can just get something on the front of work, or maybe they want to really dress it up. Here's another hymn quote. This is another hymn with a little bit of art to go with it. These little nameplate things turned out well, and so that is something else that I'd be glad to do some more of and customize that in several ways. One, it can be the material, of course, customized with the font and that kind of thing. Then the material, this is pallet wood salvaged, but it could also just be the plywood. And then the size as well. And then on top of that, it could be raw wood, or it could be just seal coated, or it could be stained and seal coated. So there are levels of customization there. And then the potential for a two-sided work. Getting ready to do, hopefully, some two-sided work with this was one of the earliest designs that I had. And this is that great little prayer that has been adapted for excellent use in the Chosen series. And I am setting up a jig, I think, so that I can do quotes on or something on the back, personalization. I've got an order for these for Christmas presents, and we're going to do some customization on the back. Pretty much all of these could do that. And they could come, again, seal coated. This has been sprayed with the seal coat. Could be stained and seal coated. Could just be raw. That'll be the least expensive. Could be two-sided with any of those variables. And then they could also be already assembled. And in this, that's the same for these little nameplate things. They could be already assembled, or they could come where somebody could do what they want with it, including maybe sanding it a bit to get the shadow off. And I'm going to be experimenting a bit to see if I can work that out. But I said with the early on in a video a few weeks ago, that almost gives it a 3D effect. If you look at it just right, it looks like it's almost like it's a shadow coming down from the letters. So I haven't gone ahead and sanded these off. Very interested in what you think. Does that maybe add to the effect, or does it just look like, he didn't really take enough time with it, he should have cleaned it up better than that? Very sincerely interested in what your thoughts are on that. Now, here's another smaller thing that can use with that book. It doesn't have to just be scripture. This is Henri Nouwen. That's one of my favorite writers, and this is a quote from him. And then I've got, again, this was just done on the plywood, but here it's done on some oak that was actually just freshly milled. I got some from a friend. Really glad to get this. And these turned out well also. Now I'm working on maybe a series of these, almost like a triptych, maybe 3 up, where this is part of one verse, but I can also do another verse and have 2 or 3 of them kind of, in a display. Okay, then this is another version, and this does have a seal coat on it, and it's done as not line art. It's done as an engraving. This is something I'm planning definitely to have an Indiana state map or state outline. This is Alabama here, and I'm planning to definitely have an Indiana, and probably I kind of like this font for this, although it could be just about anything. And I really like this line as being part of this in case it's like a cheese board or some kind of serving tray or something. And I'm really glad to have come across that idea. I'm not sure this is working yet, especially since I need to get better with the getting the photograph images to burn successfully. But I really like this idea of maybe a favorite quote from a movie. And so this is something else I want to be able to do. And then, they've seen the dead end street. And then if you've watched other videos, you've seen the person's last name, a family's last name with way, like it's a street sign. And those are things that I want to be able to customize also. And this one is actually stained, and then it's done so that it could either hang on the wall or set flat on a table. And it also can be customized with maybe a sentiment of some kind or something on the back. Okay, so what have I left out? I got to get to the puzzles. So I was able to figure out how to make this puzzle work. This one is not perfect. This one I'm going to use for display. But this is one side of the puzzle. And then here's the other side. And this can be a picture that a person, especially I'm thinking grandparents maybe, would maybe like to have of a grandchild or another family member. It could be a pet, whatever. One side with the picture, and then the other side with a sentiment of some kind. And so you get 2 puzzles for one, basically, with that kind of customization. Here's another example of that. It had another picture of William and Hannah and Liam, plus another person who is in this picture but cannot be seen yet because Mom is expecting in March. And so the idea here was to write a little poem that Liam maybe someday would figure out. Liam is 1, Mom is here 2, Dad loves 3, including the 4th. where is she? And they do know that they're expecting a little girl. And so this is a picture of 4, but it looks like 3. So anyway, this is another thing that can be done as a sentiment on the back. All right, there are more things that I have made, but this is what I still have on hand, and basically as examples. There's some others that I have that I don't have out here, but these are the examples. And I really am interested to see what might be of interest to potential buyers, especially with custom projects, and what somebody might be willing to pay for some of these things. I'm probably going to be a little bit low at this point and hope to learn what is a reasonable, fair, and competitive price for these things. Any thoughts that someone might have and could leave in the comments would be really helpful. And just in general, what do you make of these? I've got some of this in the cherry that I bought. I've got some of this in the plywood that I have bought through Amazon. Got some of this as salvage wood. This is a pallet salvage also, I believe. And then a good mix. And so there are a lot of options in materials, a lot of options in specific content, and there's a lot of options in finishes and the way that it's done. And then of course in design as well. And I've got several designs. Like I said, I should be burning right now, but I just really needed to kind of think this through a bit. And for one thing, see that, yeah, I've got quite a bit done in terms of different design options so far. So much more to do. So many quotes that I've been picking out over the past month when I didn't have time to burn, but I've been kind of saving stuff up. And some great suggestions from viewers and friends, other friends who have given me ideas. Always very interested. And so I really appreciate the time you've taken to watch this. And please know that you're very, very welcome to offer any comments. Please like and subscribe. That'd be great. It would be so awesome to eventually get to 1,000 subscribers. And I thank everybody that's decided to click that button to add me to their subscription list. It's a very small thing, cheap, easy, free, quick, but means a lot when I see those numbers change, and I'm really grateful. Thanks very much. Next, we're going to take a look at some raw materials and hopefully get to burning. In anticipation of this big holiday push, I have laid in quite a bit of stock. Now, I have not used any of this yet. This is actually, I think, 12 millimeter. I've got to think of something that I really, really want to make with this. Pretty expensive pieces. Here is some of that 18 inch, so that's probably 16s. 16 by 16. Here's 12 by 12s in the 1/8 inch or 3 millimeter, and then I've got all of this stack is the 6 millimeter, and that's what I make the little Blessed Are You, King of the Universe, and among other things. And this is great for boxes as well. Although the 3 millimeter is really good for the lightweight boxes that I need to make for the watercolor pochade. Okay, the system is fairly clean. I think I cleaned it. I haven't used it much since the last time I cleaned it, and I think we're about ready to. Oh, they've updated Lightburn again. So yeah, I guess I'm on a little bit of a delay while I get the new version. Let's see how that turns out. They've done some really cool new stuff that I think is already helping me. Let's see, I've tried to rearrange things a bit here. Got a new table in here, but it's not quite level yet. So I got to figure out how to a little level, but sometimes it gets wet down here, and so I can't just put wood down. I'm going to have to see what I can use to level that up. All right, while that's going, it's time to get started on some layout here to try to get a factory assembly line kind of thing going. I do need to stain and seal some of the stuff that I have upstairs, so I'm going to be working on that as well. And hopefully I'll end this video with showing some of the new stuff that's been done. Thanks. Well, not everything got done today, but for example, got stain and a clear coat on this piece that I'm hoping to give to somebody at church tomorrow, or today if you watch this the day that I plan to post it. This one also got some stain and seal. It is a little harder to read now. The stain may have been too dark, and or it would have been good to prep this pine with a primer so that the color was more even. The cherry took stain and sealer well, and so I did both of these, and I tell you, the graining on this is just pretty amazing, isn't it? The other one, I don't know if this was a great idea, but it's going to give it a little bit of gloss. I did go ahead and stain that and clear coat it. The main project of the day was the multiple copies of this that are actually right now, having been stained this afternoon and this evening, are curing the clear coat on the back porch right now. So hopefully get to look at those at the end of the video that I hope will be posted promptly Sunday night, the 27th of October. And wherever and whenever you might be watching this, I hope you're having a great day. Blessed and grateful for the opportunity to be having so much fun with this stuff. Thanks. Well, the mass production order is completed, I believe. 20 plus 1, I had a blem, so throwing it into the box. I had them all laid out to make a nice little video display, and then got ahead of myself and started packaging them up. Anyway, so I've got a few left here that I haven't packaged yet. You know, some of this grain on this Baltic birch turns out pretty nicely. This is with a natural kind of an oak stain, and we've got a little personalization on the back and a clear coat spray. And I really wonder, what do you think I should charge for something like this? I've already got this worked out for the rest of this year, I think, but I wonder what you think one of these should go for. I got to say, I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. I wonder what you think. Honest opinions, that'd be great. Thanks again for watching.